Hi, you guys. Welcome to a new episode of Too Much with Shey
and Becca. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? What it is? What's up? It's raining outside. It's windy. It's cold, but we're progressing through the seasons.
Literally, I don't know. Is it winter? Is it spring? Listen, as long as it's not single digit weather and it's not snowing, I'll take it. I'll take rain over snow any day. Okay.
Apparently, it might snow again this weekend.
Girl, I don't know. I actually denied those allegations. I want to say a huge thank you to our new subscribers. A moment for y'all and the OG ones. We really appreciate it. As you guys know, we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And some weeks are better than most. Okay. Some weeks are better than others, I should say. Sometimes we gain a follower every 5 months. But this week, things were looking up. Why are you looking like that? Sometimes I know you do to me. You be refreshing and it'd be the same for a month straight.
First off, I will say I texted Shayla at one point because y'all know I'm the one who fixates on the numbers. I'm always like, Shayla, we're up. And Shayla told me don't tell her unless every 10. Every 10 that we make, then talk to me. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I texted her. I was like, Shayla, I know I'm about to break what I said. I said I will tell you every 10, but I just want to let you know we are growing every single day. Every day I've been seeing we gain 2 subscribers each time. And I know some people are probably like, girl, they bragging about 2 subscribers. We have at the current moment, I believe 452. Imagine getting jumped by 452 people.
Girl, what? I don't want to imagine that.
Exactly. That's going to be a lot of hands and feet and toes and fingers. That's how I like to think of it. Just so I know, in my head, I know there's some people who have 1,000, 10,000 and all that, but being jumped by 10,000 is crazy. Getting jumped by 400 is crazy too. I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I really do love that y'all are loving us, because it's easy for me and Shayla to be like, oh my God, I like that we talk about this, and me and Shayla are engaged with each other, but to see that y'all like to listen to us talk is kind of crazy to me, because I'm like, I just be talking for real.
Yeah, so a huge thank you. We really do appreciate it. If you are a reoccurring viewer, just pause real quick, check if you are subscribed, because sometimes, our videos may pop up. You watch us all the time, so you just assume that you're subscribed. So check and confirm. But shout out to y'all. And I don't check the numbers, because if I fixate on that, I'll I don't want to get upset about it, right? We all have goals and we want to reach X, Y, Z. And so, I don't want to, if we don't reach a goal, I don't want to be upset about it. But anyways, we had a great week. If you didn't know, we usually start off every episode with a quick weekly rundown. So let's get into that. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I didn't expect, I thought we were going to start with our Valentine's Day and then get into our weekly rundown. I didn't know if you wanted to include that in your weekly rundown.
Oh, well, no, I think I wanted to discuss our Valentine's Day thing after the weekly rundown. But if we want, we could just jump straight ahead.
So, as y'all know, Rebecca loves Valentine's Day. It's my 3rd favorite holiday. I'm a girl who loves love. I'm a hopeless romantic at heart, but just a thug at my core. Y'all get it. The ones who get it, right? So, a lot of my friends don't really go off that mindset. They some of them like to think that Valentine's Day is for the couples, but no, we celebrate love in all different variations, whether that's family, friends, whatever. If I love you, we gonna celebrate it. And y'all know I love Shayla. She literally can't go nowhere. Sorry, you stuck. Welcome to death row. I don't know what to tell you.
Are you making it seem like you out here mistreating me? Death row is crazy.
Never. Just know you really locked in. Ain't no switching up. You're stuck with me. Congratulations. Right? So the reason why I say that is because we went out for Valentine's Day. And if y'all know, Valentine's Day fell on a Saturday this year. Shayla and I are both off on Saturdays. So, we're like, okay, we going to do something, because I want to be with my girls. And we also went out with my one girl, Noemi. That's my work wife. She know what it is. What it do? What's up? Right. So we went out to this place. First off, trying to find reservations. Mind you, I started looking January 30th. and February 1st. That was like my deadline. I'm like, we have to get these reservations by these 2 days. Baby, the times, everything was either 9:30, 10. I'm like, y'all, this gonna be a late dinner.
Yeah, they wanted us to shut down every establishment. And I'm like, well, no.
And it's like, honestly, I applaud the people who were like, no, I'm gonna book this like 2 months in advance, and like already we're starting bookings and stuff like that. I appreciate that forward thinking, but I'm like, dag, February 1st, y'all done took everything like that too. I was astonished, but whatever. We waited, so we pulled up. First off, Shayla brought me my.
You haven't even said where the reservations were made.
Oh yes, we were originally gonna go to Roost Chris, but Roost Chris was given 9:30, 10:45. Like that's the times they were trying to give. So Shayla had told me about this place called Fogo De Chão. Am I saying it correctly?
That's how I would say Fogo De Chão.
Okay, period. So it's in like a steakhouse. I think it's Brazilian. Mm-hmm. And like they have this option where they bring a bunch of different meats to you and all that. And like you can go to a stand where they have all these different sides. Like that's how it was explained to me. Right. So when we first off, Shayla brought me my chocolates. She brought me my Godiva chocolates. If you want to know, it's milk chocolate with caramel.
It wasn't Godiva.
It wasn't Godiva.
Isn't it Ghirardelli?
Oh, girl. The G's got me tore up. You're right. Ghirardelli. I'm so sorry. It's okay. It's okay because guess what? I tore them chocolates to pieces. Okay. So we finally get ready to walk into the establishment, and like the way that it's like located in the mall. So they have like a door on the outside, but there's also an entrance on the inside. So me and Shayla are kind of walking in two separate directions because Shayla was like, is this the line? I was like, no, the door right here, right? Because the door to the place outside empty.
One thing about me, honey, I peep things from 30 miles away. I'm looking. I said, I know that's not the line for the restaurant because you know what I mean? Like Rebecca mentioned, there are two doors, but there was like a door to go straight into the restaurant and then a door to go into the mall. So I'm like, I know that's not the line. So I go directly to the restaurant line because I'm like, Rebecca made a reservation. Like, I don't need to be going to the mall.
Yeah.
Girl, there was a cute little sign that said, please use mall entrance. I said, what?
And so I walk in and I gasp. I said, it's like, I'm not even exaggerating, y'all. Like 35 people all waiting in like a bunch, like no coordinated line, no nothing, just boom.
I wish I would have recorded that, but I was just so perplexed that I'm like, what is happening? So then I'm asking the people there, I'm like, oh, like, do you guys have reservations? Like, because I was confused, like, what is happening? And they're like, oh, no, you have to check in. I'm like, how all these people need to check in? Like, it was not 4 or 5 individuals, y'all. It gave Black Friday from a few years back type vibes. But the lines was, but there was no line. It was just a whole group of people.
It was literally just like just a big group, like we said. So Shayla was like, oh, like, do you want me to go talk to the lady and let her know that, you know, we're here for our 9:30 reservation? I said, absolutely. Actually, our reservations were for 9. We were there for our 9 o'clock reservation. Baby, mind you, me and Shayla got there a little early. It was like 8:55. We waited. Shayla walked up to the lady and the lady's like, oh yeah, we're going to call you when your name is called.
She was like, we're going to call you when the table is ready. And in my mind, I'm like, obviously the people that are waiting here are also waiting for a table to be ready. And I'm just like, clearly they overbooked. And I'm like, whoever is managing this establishment, I am so sorry, but whoever the coordinator was for the night, sis, ma'am, sir, whatever, you will be replaced. No shade, because it was not, mind you, I'm thinking these types of holidays are like your main days. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure a good establishment should prepare for these moments, right? Because these are when most reservations are made. Like, you want everything to go well. And it was just so mismanaged because I'm like, thankfully it was just us, like, as friends. But imagine if it's like a man and it's like the first Valentine's Day that you're taking your girl out and you want to make such a good impression, and then you got your girl out here with the nice fits because there were a majority were couples, heels and all, and then you got my man looking bad because it's like, did you not make a reservation?
The group chat would be on fire that day. I'd be like, girl,
I felt so bad for the men because it's like, they did try to make a reservation, but here you have Fogo De Chão making them look like they ain't do nothing.
Exactly. And the thing is, right, so we're waiting, and like Shayla had me dying because Shayla's like, they would call people's names and people just walking slowly. Shayla's like, speak, say something.
Because if you're saying Sam, table for two, cricket. I'm like, Sam, because we all waiting there. I'm like, can someone say hello? Like, attendance is being taken. Because it's like, we got way too many people here. And if you do not claim your 2 chairs, baby, the next person should go.
And that was like the problem that I realized, like, as we were waiting there for like, I think we waited there for like a good 45 minutes. Mind you, reservations were at 9. We didn't get seated till like 9:45. Right. And so the problem was it was 3 of us. It actually shouldn't have been a problem at all. But the problem for us that night was the fact that it was 3 of us, and a majority of the people that were there was just 2 people. So it's like they're seating out these 2 seats for tables like rapidly. But they were like, when I finally went up to the lady, I was like I made reservations for 9. Like, what is going on? Like, how much longer do I have to wait? She was like, we're just waiting for a table of 4 to clear up. And I said, huh? So whatever, we finally get into the establishment, and you know, all the couples is in there. We looking cute, we vibing. The guy talking about something, oh, this is y'all Valentine. I'm like, dang, I should have said, nah, these are all my girlfriends, right? But whatever, I didn't say that.
Okay, blue face.
Okay, call me Neo. Let me stop. So then, like, you know, we're looking at the menu. Everything is expensive. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but you know, we kind of expected that.
Right, because the whole vibe is they wanted to go to like a bougie. I feel like steakhouses are going to be expensive, period. So if we knew what we was getting into.
But also, like, I'm not really like a steak girl. Like, I don't really like American steak, right? So like, to me, I was like, I'm just doing this for like the aesthetic. Like, okay, we about to eat some steak, period, right? So we're looking, and like I mentioned, like they have this one option that everybody typically goes to Fogo De Chão for, where they like, you pay like $75 or like you pay like $92, and they walk around with like different meat options, put it on your plate. Like, you could walk over to the one stand, get some sides and everything like that. So originally that's what I thought we were going to do. So that, like, Shayla was like, oh, did you guys look at the menu? And I'm like,
yeah, before reservations was made, I asked that a gajillion.
I looked at the option that everybody typically goes there for. Long story short, we ended up not going with that option. And so we're looking at like the steaks, and like, you know, Shayla asking the waiter 10,000 different questions.
And was because if I'm about to drop a bag on a $200 steak, I need to ensure that I am getting the best quality. Yes, I was asking questions, and he couldn't even answer the questions. So then he brought the manager, and I'm like, again, mismanagement. We're at a steakhouse and your waiter don't know nothing about no steaks.
Yeah, and then the waiter, like the manager, comes over to us, and then he tells us an option that's not on the menu. And she was like, are you sure?
He was pointing to it. He's like, oh yeah, you should this, and this. I'm like, oh, it's not on the menu. And I said, oh, so can we order it if it's not on the menu? He said, yeah. I said, oh, how would I have known that it was not on the menu?
And so me and Shayla came to the realization that we like New York strip. Like, it
was fire.
It was fire, like real tender, real succulent, real, like, you know, the other one was like flame mignon on the other side. It was real greasy. I was not a fan. I felt like I was sucking the cattle. Like, it was just.
Yeah, they put it on like a salt rock. It was real cute. The New York strip did eat down. And then the other point that I want to make to wrap up, child, because we do have a lot of topics to get to. Rebecca and I, every time we're at a bougie establishment, we always become the center of attention. And I truly do hate it. So I was like, at the end, like we was wrapping up the meal. Mute yourself, sis. We was wrapping up the meal. And I said, oh my God, like we haven't taken a group photo. So like, let me just take a quick little photo just for the memories. Like, I take so many photos that never see social media because I just like taking photos. And I'm like getting ready, my hair, child, to my ankles. I had a cute little half up, half down with bobby pins. And I said, why is my half up down? Girl, I can't even say it. Baby, the half up, half down was nowhere to be found, child. It was a mess. And I'm like, anytime, meanwhile, in between, I'm like, Rebecca got like some hair sticking up and I'm fixing it. And I'm like, surely if Rebecca saw that my hair was a mess, she would give me a quick little hint. Child, they said, oh, I thought it was like that. I
thought it was
said,
the style. I'm like, Shayla has done this style before. I'm
so I
like,
be looking crazy, is what you're saying.
no, I just thought that's what you were going for. Why would I sit here and deny what you want?
That was not how my hair was looking at the start of the night. I don't care what they said. So mind you, I just said that because one thing about me, I'm blunt. I'm never gonna send somebody to tell you. I said, yeah, fake. Because if y'all had hair sticking out, first of all, Rebecca, I've been fixing your hair, and y'all had me out here looking crazy. I'm like, what if everyone there was paired up, but I'm like, what if my man was at this steakhouse and I'm out here looking crazy? So now he's not gonna talk to me. Anyways, that had Rebecca cackling, girl. Everybody at the establishment was just staring at us, and I'm like, Rebecca.
Yo, when I tell you shambles, like I'm talking
Everybody.
about, I was yelping, like real hooting and hollering behavior. I did not care. Shayla was like, Rebecca, every time Shayla tried to clock me on my laugh, it made me laugh even harder. Like,
Oh my.
and one thing about it, I never cared.
And you know, like the bougie spots always be like quiet and whatever. And everybody was staring at us. Y'all know how I say I spot stuff from 30 miles away. I could tell my peripheral vision is amazing, honey. So I'm just saying everybody staring at us. When we got the steak that wasn't even in the menu, everybody, we was the talk of the town. I'm like, damn. It's supposed to be for the couples, but we taking over for the guests. Like
to the point where all the couples around us asking the guy, "Oh, what's that?" Mind you, everybody.
Oh
I was trying to find a video of the steak to show y'all.
I have it, but I hate that. I know it may seem that we like attention. I do not. Like, I'm like, oh my God, why is everybody?
This is steak. Hold up, I'm about to show y'all. Let me put the volume down a little because that was loud. But this is the steak. It was like on the salt rock and everything, right? But the way they did it, like they pulled.
Let me show you. It gave like, baby, they was not playing when they was cutting that meat. I said, oh, it was some real. Like he was thinking real hard. I'm like, girl, when I cut my steak,
in around the phone. Yo, and I was just, and then also the thing is, like, when it comes to steak, y'all know there's this controversial opinion about, oh, I like my steak medium, I like it medium well, I like it this, I like that. And I like my steaks well done, but I was bullied into liking it medium.
Who bullied you?
Girl, the steak lovers, they like, you eating a hockey puck, so I decided to try it medium well, and like, it be cooked enough. Like, I don't see no pink, so I'm not gagging while I eat it. But the guy was like, this is the one thing I will tell the manager. He was right. He was like, you know, get it medium, like get it under what you want. So that way, like when it could cook still on the salt rock. And as it cooked on the salt rock, like it started to get more color and it wasn't pink. And like, I appreciated that because like it was actually type good. The sides were okay. I could have did without it. Honestly, I really could have just ate the steak.
I thought we was gonna get mashed potatoes, child. They gave me some raw potato slices with, I don't know, it gave with milk and barely cheese. I don't know what that was. I said, and I don't know, lobster mac and cheese always be mid. I'm like, what? Like, I've yet to have a good lobster mac and cheese
for no reason.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was our Valentine's Day. It was cute. It was a moment. The next day we went to a brunch. Honey, I am cocooning myself. I'm not going out.
Shayla and I don't want to go scrounging for dollars.
Like, oh my God, yes. To pay for a parking. They said we went to a parking establishment. And one thing about it, baby, I always think the worst. And I know that's super bad, but we went to this brunch and they were like, oh, there's a open parking lot or free parking lot. But the parking lot was for a different establishment, like the Home Depot next to the party place. And then everybody's like, oh, yeah, in the invite, it says they got free parking. I'm like, girl, that's not the facilities park. That's Home Depot parking. And we're driving into the Home Depot and it says with cute little signs like, you will be towed if you're not supposed to be there, which they do that everywhere. But I know my neck of the woods. If it's in Patterson, I might break some rules because I know how things move where I'm from. I don't know this town. I don't know this establishment, whatever. So I'm like, I think maybe we should park here. Or like one of the DJs told us like, oh, there's parking here. We pull up to the parking spot. They're like cash only. I'm like, in 2026.
Now, mind you, it wasn't like and everybody usually carries $20 on them. But obviously, I just did gas. I was not thinking, oh, let me make sure I have a $20 for this. Shayla did whatever she did with her $20 too. And so Shayla's like, I got $14. And I was like, I got quarters. So me and Shayla pull up. We told the guy, we're like, okay, we're going to scrounge together some change. Me and Shayla are counting out quarters. I'm like, yo, I haven't done this in years. Right. And so once he saw that we was counting change, he laughed and he was like, how much dollars you got? And we were like 14. And he was like, okay, I'll just take that. And me and Shayla said, wow, bless your spirit, sir. Because baby.
Right. But anyways, that was that on that. We hope you guys enjoyed your Valentine's Day weekend. Now let's get into our weekly rundown, which really I feel like we should skip because we're 20 minutes in. But if you have anything urgent in your weeks, let the people know.
The first thing I'm gonna mention, y'all know Rebecca's timeline on TikTok is very intriguing. You know, it varies. I'm on prison TikTok, but I'm also on Courtney Cook TikTok, but I'm also on Gorillas Eating, right? Well, the new animal that has joined my timeline, I don't know if you've seen him on your timeline, but Dwayne the giraffe, baby, this, I don't know where this zoo or this sanctuary or wherever it is, but they went and named this baby giraffe Dwayne, and Dwayne does not like his name. Like literally, they be trying to train him to understand his name, and that, like, he won't turn a neck or nothing. And when he does turn a neck, he be side-eyeing them people, and he doesn't like sweet potatoes. And I love Dwayne down, and we need to change Dwayne. Dwayne wants to be a Gregory. He doesn't want to be a Dwayne. Like, I don't know why they named the dang giraffe Dwayne, but they did. Whatever. The next thing I'm going to mention really quickly is I'm the type of person, you know, once I'm stuck on an idea, it's real hard to sway myself, right? So I have always been of the belief, I don't think people actually like sparkling water. I feel like y'all be faking. I feel like y'all be lying. Y'all drinking electricity. You drinking
That's false.
PSENG.
I like Pellegrino.
Girl, you be drinking PSENG. You could light your own house.
Don't ever put those two things in the same sentence. PSENG could catch me outside. Pellegrino is accepted into the establishment.
Like, I am a firm believer. Like, I really don't feel like people just like regular sparkling water. Like, I just feel like it's for sure, for show. But my coworker put me on to a San Pellegrino, the pomegranate and orange, baby.
See, that's where you go wrong though, because check the sugar on that. And that'll wrap up that cute little moment.
Girl, I bought one, like I bought me a little case this week, gone in 3 days. I said, I can't do this again. Because y'all know how I get when I get obsessed with something, I'm going to drink it religiously. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm on my health trend, but, you know, I'm in my health caution, right? So I was like, yeah, no, baby, I can't do this. But San Pellegrino, if you ever see this, sponsor your girl. I love me the pomegranate and orange. I drink that thing down. I listen, when it comes to San Pellegrino, no slander here. The other ones, y'all can keep that. Y'all drinking electricity.
That's literally the same brand that I drink.
Listen, that one though, the flavor one, you be drinking just regular. Like a green bottle of just electricity.
Don't yuck my yum.
Oh, eat me down. Yes. Okay. And that's really, oh, yes. Incompetence is at an all-time high. I be really trying, like, you know, Shayla and I are similar in a lot of aspects, but we also differ in many aspects, right? And when it comes to the tolerance of people, I will say Shayla has that way more down pat than I do. It take just 2 seconds of ignorance and incompetence, and I'm already on you. I'm gonna just tell you about yourself. So this week, I've been trying to be like, what would Shayla do? What would Shayla do? Like, Shayla would want the best for me. Shayla always tells me my mouth gets me in trouble, this, that, and the third. Baby, yesterday I said, bump it. I told everybody what they needed to know. And now everybody's silent and everybody trying to make me the villain, and I don't care. Because one thing about it, I never gave it, finish the sentence. Never cared about being liked, never cared to have y'all as friends. But I just wanted to say, like, I don't like ignorance.
I'm trying to work with my good sis Rebecca, because she just
I be trying.
Wake up on the irk side every day.
Listen, I really be trying. Like when I tell y'all,
You need to try harder. I don't know.
Yeah, listen, if I try any harder, baby, I'm gonna be with Jesus. Like at this point,
no, I don't
know what to tell y'all. Like I really try, and I really like. I know some of y'all are like, why would she be like, what would Shayla do? Because like I look up to my friends. Like I feel like all my friends have different attributes that I really acknowledge. And Shayla's tolerance and patience for people is something I wish I could say I could have, but I do not. And so when I sit there and I see people actively irritating me, I try to be like, you know what? Shayla would not like this. Shayla would try and talk me down. But then again, at the end of the day, I'm Rebecca, so I'm going to do what I want.
But don't get it twisted. I don't want people to think that, because I have tolerance for people, I accept disrespect. No. Damn, get it twisted. People know not to play with me. Don't disrespect me. No funny stuff. Okay, like
Shayla's delivery is always going to be a little.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it be known. Hey, Bookie, this ain't that. But anyways, comment down below. How was your week? We hope everything was good. We actually have to move on.
I know. I just wanted to show my nails, y'all. Look. This is for Mariah. I'm going to see Mariah the Scientist next Friday. You see the gradient pink. It matches her album, Catch Me. Burning.
Yes. So now we are going to move over to our news portion of the episode. Don't run, child. It's okay. It is okay to be informed about the news. But if you don't want to, I'm not forcing nobody. Just scroll on over to our social or sports corner. For the first, honestly, I feel like this week in news, it has been a lot of the same Epstein file stuff. I believe one of the UK people, like and not Andrew Tate, like a prince or something, child. They searched his house and also they like arrested him, but then they let him go. So the Epstein file has been a thing. The fallout from that has continued, and I think things from that will continue to spill over. Another thing is President Trump talking about some aliens. I guess former President Barack Obama mentioned something about aliens, and Trump was like, well, like he leaked that. So I'm like, child. Anyway, next. But I think the major news that broke today, actually Friday morning, was a Supreme Court ruling. So today, the Supreme Court on Friday reached let me show you. If you're like the Supreme Court, child, it's these people right here. So they came up, or like their decision came down on tariffs. The Supreme Court on Friday ruled that Trump exceeded his authority when imposing sweeping tariffs using a law reserved for a national emergency. The justices divided 6-3, as you guys saw in this photo. So the people at the top were the ones that said Trump used a law that he shouldn't have used. And then the bottom three, of course, one thing about them, child, they always gonna side with Trump. The bottom three were like, oh no, like it's okay that he did what he did, but obviously majority rules. So that's why we're here today. So he exceeded his authority when imposing sweeping tariffs using a law reserved for a national emergency. The justices divided 6-3, held that Trump's aggressive approach to tariffs on products entering the United States from across the world was not permitted under a 1977 law called the International Emergency Economic Power Acts. The decision does not affect all of Trump's tariffs, leaving in place ones he imposed on steel and aluminum using different laws. For example, like there are certain tariffs that will remain, but a lot of them will have to be reversed because it was like, well, Trump put these tariffs in place using an illegal, like he wasn't supposed to do what he did. And I think the main thing now is like companies that had to pay the tariffs may be able to seek a refund from the Treasury Department. And hundreds of companies, as you can expect, are already suing, and they're like, child, run me my check. Am I surprised? One thing about Trump, like I've said several times, he gonna do what he wants to do. I just am like, how can legally they pay these companies back, right? Because let's say the companies paid these tariffs, right, in order to get the U.S. imports or however the situation goes. The consumers already brought the product. So it's like, now what? Are y'all gonna send the consumers a check too? like, oh, well, I bought it for an extra price because America increased their price. So now are you gonna run me my check?
Yeah, when we've had the conversation about tariffs, I always said, like, I don't see how this is going to help. I don't know where this extra money is even going to go. But my whole thing is, I'm like the money back part is really like, where y'all gonna get it from? We're already struggling economically. Where
Right.
you gonna get the money from? I don't understand. I don't know. But again, that's a problem of his own making. So he's gonna have to figure it out. And when he figures it out, guess who's gonna be impacted? The everyday people. So the
As
same people,
always.
okay, the everyday people who wanted him, who voted for him, baby, open them pockets. Let me see some. What they do?
Yeah. So the ones that it affects is the reciprocal tariffs, which range from 34% for China to a 10% baseline for the rest of the world. The other, so China and Canada and Mexico are the ones that I feel like will maybe be impacted the most, but child, who knows? The whole tariffs conversation makes my head hurt because I think Trump uses it as a way to like get what he wants. They're like, well, I want Canada to do this, or I want Mexico to do this. And if they don't do this, well, I'm going to put these tariffs on them. And it's like, well, no, there are rules and regulations. But as we've seen several times, Trump will find a way to bend every single rule. And I think what makes this, perplexing for some is that the Supreme Court is usually leans more conservative. So the fact that, 6 people were like, no, you were not supposed to do that, is a good sign, I guess, child. Who knows? The next story, news story that I want to discuss is the fact that U.S. civil rights leader Jesse Jackson passed away at the age of 84. Jackson was a prominent figure in the civil rights movement, working closely with Martin Luther King Jr., and later founding the Rainbow Push Coalition to advance economic and social justice. He made history with his presidential runs in 1984 and 1988, becoming one of the first Black candidates to mount serious campaigns for the Democratic nomination and expanding political engagement among minority voters. Throughout his decades-long career, Jackson was known for his advocacy on voting rights, economic equality, and international human rights. For me, this is him right here, like obviously when he was younger. So rest in peace. I feel like I am always super grateful for the people that fought for our rights. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, Rebecca and I talk about this all the time. I am a little bit more political and always like voicing how I feel. My mom, if you see this child, I'm so sorry. She hates when I talk politics, but I am like, child, there are people that, lost their life fighting for us to have the freedoms that we have today. So anytime that we are able to mention them and give them their flowers, you know what I mean? Like, he passed away. I'm sure, may he rest in peace. And we are grateful for all the things that he fought for, right? Like, because he had the audacity to run for president, right? Whether, he lost both times, but like, it gave the opportunities for people that look like us to be like, oh, well, maybe I can do that, right? Because I am a very big believer that like, when you don't see yourself in places, you might think that it is not possible. So it always takes that one person to have the courage to fight, to pave the way for you to feel more comfortable to take a chance. So shout out to him. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, when I saw the news that he passed, like, I don't know, like I've been going through my moments of like reflection a lot more recently. And when I was like reading, because everybody learns every single day. So I won't sit here and say like I know everything that he did and everything like that. But it wasn't until like he passed, unfortunately, that I started doing a little more research into him. And like I saw the things that he was like advocate for, and I saw the things that, he was very firm about, and like the differences that he did make. And like I kind of was like I was like left feeling like, dag, we've come so far and still have so much farther to go. And I think like it was like both like I was both amazed but like discouraged at the same time. Like, dag, like things used to be so bad, and you have people who are advocating for rights for us, like minorities and everything like that, and look where we're at still today. Like I think, it's both, it's a double-edged sword. because I'm grateful, but at the same time, I'm just like kind of like irritated because I'm like, we still have so much.
Yeah, and it also shows how we're not that far away from history, right? Like sometimes we think like, oh, this was so long ago. Like he was only like, yes, 84 years old is not like a spring chicken, but you know what I mean? Like to be so connected to, you know, Martin Luther King and like all of these things that we read about when we were kids. It's just, it's so crazy. And I think that's why it's so important not to take it for granted. Like, oh, well, I could vote now. So who cares about XYZ, because we are the generation now. Now it's up to us, right? Like they handed over the keys to us. They did what they could. Now, if we choose to be silent and not move and not stand for what we want to stand for, baby, we gonna go right back. And it's like all the stuff and all the lives that were lost for us to be where we are today is like, are we trying to go back? Because unfortunately, it seems that we are little by little going back. And it's like, no, whenever I get the chance to speak out and whether my family wants me or not.
The president of the United States loves this "Make America Great Again." And it's like, right. Every time I hear a supporter of his, I'm like, when was the time that America was great? Because from what I know, we've been through wars, fighting other countries, fighting within our own country. Like, I need y'all to tell me when America was so great, the time period, the day, the time, the hour, the second. Please tell me, because I would love to know. Because for me and my people,
right, it was great for who?
Okay. But let us get into our social corner because we have a lot to get into, like she was mentioning, and I'm sorry, y'all. We just talking a lot. Yes, so welcome to our social corner. If you are new here, brief description. Our social corner is basically where we talk about a lot of the things that we see trending on social media, whether that be Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you know, just anything in the entertainment, sometimes other realms, but you know, strictly a lot of entertainment, right? So the first thing we are going to discuss, let me just get my little document out.
Our good sister Miley.
Yes, we are. So Miley Cyrus, if y'all know, we talked about how like the 20th anniversary is coming up, and a lot of people assumed that she was gonna have a concert. And me and Shayla was like, there needs to be an age limit. We need that. We gotta have that. But it's not happening. But instead, we are getting something. So Disney Plus is celebrating the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana with a special event premiering on March 24th, exactly 2 decades after the show first aired. They announced on February 17th that the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special will feature an in-depth live audience interview with Miley Cyrus, hosted by Alex Cooper, who's the host of Call Her Daddy podcast, right? So the special includes never before seen archival footage, recreated sets from the series, and nostalgic musical moments. Ahead of the premiere, Disney Plus will launch a non-stop Hannah Montana stream starting on February 19th, featuring all 4 seasons, Hannah Montana the movie, and Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus, the Best of Both Worlds concert. Now, I'm going to play for y'all like a little bit of how they announced it. Yeah, just take a look. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw this, I was like, I just need a little something.
Yeah, you guys know we've shared this several times. I'm a Disney Channel girl, okay? I mean, when it comes to That's So Raven and Hannah Montana and my girl Miley, like through all her stages, I feel like I kind of grew up with her, like with the Wrecking Ball thing. I was there when she was getting, you know, read for filth, like what's going on with her mental health, yada, 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 like all the stuff. And so for me, it's super nostalgic. I will say when I saw that, I believe the Call Her Daddy, the host for Call Her Daddy, you know that podcast?
Yeah, I said her name.
Yes, Alex Cooper is set to be like the host. I don't know exactly what she hosting. If this how this
the
is
interview.
Yeah, that's the one thing where I was like, but I get it. You know, her podcast is the thing, the moment. I personally can't be like, oh my God, I watch that all the time, because I don't. But Other than that, I'm so excited. I don't know if I will be tuning into the interview. Why are you laughing?
Because that pause says so much.
What? I'm just being honest. Like when I was so excited, and then I saw that and I said, "Oh,
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I feel like I mentioned, the reason for my excitement is just because of Rebecca's little girl heart who used to watch Miley Cyrus. Like, I remember watching the final movie and the final episode where her and Lily were actually going to go to college together and all that, right? So, like, for me, from a nostalgic aspect, love it down. I feel like it's mainly going to kind of give documentary kind of thing. Like, it's going to be like, oh, in-depth movie, never before seen stuff. And y'all know I'm not really into that type of stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and go purchase Disney Plus to say I'm going to go watch it. But the day that it is released, YouTube will be seeing me listen to all the Hannah Montana songs. So that way, I will be taking part somehow.
yeah." And one thing we are, like I've said before, we are in the clip world. So, honey, I know I'm gonna get all the clips on socials. So I will be there. And I am rooting for my girl Miley, Hannah Montana. Love it. And I just don't tell me nothing bad. No shade. That's the worst part. When I have like, and I know it's so bad because it's like, yes, I want to know the reality. But that's the worst. When you have like fantasized something from your childhood and then they're like, take the band-aid off and it's like, this was so bad and this was so bad and this was so bad. It's like, maybe
And
don't
I
tell
was kind
me.
of having this conversation with my coworkers because I was like, oh my God, like growing up on Disney, like, you had Hannah Montana, you had That's So Raven, we even had Ant Farm, like, and slowly, like, when we're starting to transition out and everything, right? And I was like, honestly, if all the Disney stars kind of got together and had a conversation, like, I feel like it would do really well. And they were like, oh, do you think the Nickelodeon stars could do that? I was like, no. Like, I'm sure Disney low-key give that it was strict and everything. But every story I've heard from the actors of like Nickelodeon kids and everything like that, I'm like, y'all were traumatized. I was like, I don't see y'all doing nothing to sit down and to have a conversation with us about anything except therapy. Like that.
And I think just as a whole, being a child actor is like gonna be, toxic in some way, shape, or form, because it's like kids are not meant to be in such a strict schedule and have to learn lines and what, you know what I mean? Like, it comes with the territory. Obviously, there's certain things that are way too much. But anyways, we will be sad for our girl Miley and our girl Alex Cooper, who will be conducting the interviews. Next topic.
Our girl Alex Cooper is a statement. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about, baby, the relationships in Hollywood just look like hell. Okay, every day we hear a new scandal, new this, new that. I'm like dating as everyday people is already struggles enough. But that Hollywood just make it look like struggler city. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Chris Brown and the drama circulating around him. So Chris Brown is at the center of online drama after his ex Diamond Brown and his current girlfriend Jada Wallace began publicly feuding on social media. The conflict started when Diamond accused Chris of sabotaging her personal life, claiming he threatened her current boyfriend and interfered with her past relationships. She also alleged that Chris Brown is expecting another child with Jada. Jada fired back, accusing Diamond of preventing Chris Brown from seeing their daughter Lovely and running to the internet for attention. Diamond denied those claims, saying that she only limited contact after Chris Brown allegedly went off at other parents over a sleepover. The exchange quickly escalated, with Diamond insulting Jada, questioning her role in Chris's life, and even threatened to fight her after the alleged baby is born. Chris Brown appeared to distance himself from the feud, posting a brief Instagram message saying, I ain't playing no internet games. And if the pregnancy rumors are true, the child will be Chris Brown's fourth, right? And so I'm going to just also go into the next relationship and then we'll talk about everything together, right? So the next thing, we've talked about this person before, was Ahna Mac and how she had got engaged and everything like that. So Ahna Mac is responding after Olivia Brown, the ex-girlfriend of her fiance Jazz Chisholm Jr., accused her of being a side chick during their past relationship. The drama began with Ahna posted a video calling ex-girlfriends who claim they're done but still speak on their ex's new relationship. While she didn't name anyone, fans speculated that she could have been referring to Olivia. Olivia seemingly took it personally and responded on TikTok, accusing Ahna of making subliminal messages and projecting. She also alleged that Ahna was involved with Jazz while he was still in a relationship with her, and hinted at the drama surrounding Ahna's engagement ring. Ahna later denied that her original message was directed to Olivia, saying the real issue is between Olivia and Jazz and that she should take it up with him. She also firmly rejected the side chick claims, stating Olivia was already out of the picture when she and Jazz began their relationship, and made it clear that she is not backing down. So the first thing I'm going to show y'all is a little bit of the, like I mentioned, for ChrisBrown, Jada, and Diamond. This is what they both look like. As you can see, he has a type. We all knew that though, right? So that was Jada, that was Diamond. So one is the past girlfriend and the mother of his daughter, Lovely, and then Jada is his current girlfriend, who is rumored to be pregnant. This is everything that Diamond had said, like, leave me and mine alone, worry about that new baby that you have on the way. And, you know, there was already some speculation that ChrisBrown's current girlfriend was pregnant. So this kind of was like, oh, she just kind of confirmed what everybody was kind of speculating, even though Jada or Chris has not confirmed anything about a baby. And yeah, and this is when ChrisBrown was like, I ain't playing no internet games, this, that, and the third. And Jada had also wrote something out too. Like, everybody was just arguing on social media for that relationship. So when it comes to the everything ChrisBrown, I don't typically get involved in his relationships because y'all already know Rihanna. We know, what was the other one? She's with
Karuchi. Yes.
Yes. So we already know he has a history of like being himself, to put it nicely, I guess.
Being himself, domestic violence, hitting. Yeah. So, you know, acting out. So to me, not you minimizing acting out. No,
I'm just, so for me, when I saw all of this, the first thing that came to my mind was like, there's some boundaries here that are being blurred. And there's like a video that's circulating of ChrisBrown, like in the past, where he made a video talk about some, if you my girl, like, just know, like, you stuck with me, like, ain't no moving on, this, that, and the third. And so everybody's like saying, like, you know, he gives that territorial, possessive type of guy. So like they could see him doing that. I just think the whole situation, I'm like, y'all need to have a conversation with yourselves. Like, y'all need to have a group conversation and get this off of social media. To me, it's just like, what can I do? I can't, like, what can I do? Like, I just don't know. And also the next thing we talked about was Ahna Mac. So I do have some videos of that. So as you remember, when we did talk about Ahna and Jazz, they got engaged. And then one of Ahna Mac's exes or friends with benefits, I don't know what it was, he ended up coming out saying, oh, she was just saying she loved me. Everybody was like, dang, the girl just got engaged. Like, can she enjoy that? Right? So this was the photos, right, of Jazz and Ahna when she got engaged. I think she got engaged at like the Northern Stars, and like everybody was like, oh my God, this, that, and the third. I do have the video of Olivia Brown talking and like basically, you know, making all her accusations. So I'm gonna play that for y'all.
Because if you were so happy in your engagement and marriage, why are you going to the internet to talk about his ex in any way, shape, or form? And like, yeah, like, this is supposed to be the happiest moment of your life, girl. Like, you are engaged, period. Why are you making think pieces about me? Me and that man have not been in communication for months. This has been going on for months. Why am I still a thought in your brain? Why do I live rent free up there, baby? Like, he's moved on, I've moved on. The only person I haven't moved on is you, and it's embarrassing. And like, this whole narrative that you're trying to portray of me being like the bitter ex or blah, blah, blah. Anyone who has me on social media knows that throughout this whole thing, although she was saying this and people were saying that and everyone was being shady. I haven't opened my mouth once. I haven't responded. I haven't said anything because that's how I was raised. I'm always going to take the high road in anything, and I don't like bringing stuff to the internet. I don't even like doing this right now, but it's like, girl, this is like the fourth thing that people have been sending me and tagging me in, and it's like, it needs to stop at this point. The whole video that you posted was projection in a nutshell. Like, the victim, he cheated and he's posting, oh, shawty wrecked a home. I wrecked a home because I said I wasn't stagnant for that. And girl, who future what? Like, girl, this is the most comedic shit of my life. Girl, you are wearing a ring that I picked out that was made for me and I didn't want. I told him I do not want a marriage with him and I don't want kids with him. You guys want a reaction so bad, and it's so cute. I know you're used to this life. I know you don't have shit going for you other than this, and I get that. But baby, like, take it and go. Like, you are engaged. You are the wife.
And then this was the post that basically were showing the back and forth of like Ahna basically responding, and she was just like, you guys, like, you thought that you guys being on and off and that he was going to come back to you, and then this time y'all really was not together. So for me, when it comes to this whole thing, like, clearly there's something that needs to be discussed with Jazz, right? Clearly, because everybody in this situation is defending their name, but it's like all these conversations need to happen together, and y'all need to figure out how to dead it, especially if y'all going to continue with your engagement. The thing that I mainly want to mention is the engagement ring aspect, right? So apparently this happened like in the span of like a year. Like, apparently he was getting engaged. He was going to propose to Olivia Brown, and that didn't happen. And then basically, like, I guess in the year span or the 2-year span, he ended up proposing to Ahna. I can only speak for me when I say, if my man is going to propose to me and you also had an inkling that you were going to propose to another girl, do not bring me the same ring that you were going to propose to another woman with and think you're going to put it on my hand, correct? And so apparently when this happened, like, he had basically put on his story about him texting his jeweler, and apparently he was like, isn't the ring that I gave to my fiance different from the first ring that I bought? And so then the jeweler responded, it was like, hey, what's up, brother? Hope all is well. Yes, of course. I think he said we made some modification, but technically the ring is different. I don't want to hear nothing about modifications on nothing. Sell that ring, get me a new one. I don't care about nothing you talking to me about. I don't care about the modifications. I don't care about intentions. I don't care. If you want to marry me, show me that you know me and get me a new ring. Don't get me a modified ring of the one that you got for a different chick. Are we serious?
Yeah, that would be a hard pill to swallow. I don't even know if I could swallow that. And I'm surprised he posted that screenshot, because it's like, that screenshot is not supporting your case. I don't know if you saw the word modification and you thought, oh yeah, this means this, so then it's good. No, baby, modification means, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Because y'all know my English is not very good looking. Modification to me means you're changing something of the same, like, it's the ring, but we just changed it a little bit. Or maybe it means like, oh, we created a different ring, but there was different, like, you made another change. But I want zero connection to the last girl you was with, point blank, period. I feel like as women, we are like that. It's like, I'm not saying that that I'm like toxic or anything, but like, what you had in the past was in the past. Like, I want no modification. I want zero similarities. I need it to be one of one, nothing that even looks a little bit the same, because I'm me and she's her. And the last thing I'll say on that is just like, I know relationships go through things. Like, no relationship is perfect. Even the ones that you see on social media and you're like, oh, wow, everything is going great, dandy. Most likely they also have their downfalls. But I think what makes it best is when you don't put it publicly, because the same people that come on social media and go back and forth while they're going through their relationship dramas are the same ones that then want to say, oh, don't get involved in my relationship. Well, baby, I have to if you are publicly discussing it on social media. Like, it is an open platform. Once you bring it to the front stage, baby, everybody's gonna have a say. And my mom always says this: don't ever get involved in people's relationships, dating, because once they resolve their situation, now you're gonna stay mad, right? The friend is still gonna be mad at your mans because of all the toxic stuff that you said about them, and you still gonna go back to him. So it's like, don't tell me nothing and use your, I don't know if discernment is the right word, but use your discernment. Like, I haven't been in a relationship in a while, but I know the day that I do, I'm not going to be telling my friends every single bump in the road, because again, your friends are your friends. And as a good friend should do, if you tell me, oh, my man hit me, or my man disrespected me, or my man this, I can't erase that from my memory. You said that, and every time I see him, I'm going to think of that. Certain stuff you should just keep to yourself.
Exactly. And I'm the type of friend, my friends know I hold grudges. It's on sight every time I see them. It will never be the same.
Yeah. And obviously it's different if someone's like domestic violence, like big stuff. Of course, yes, I want you, you know, your friends should be there to support you, but just know you can't share that information and then beat up. You can't share that information and then be upset when I'm like, if you're with this man, I don't want to be around you. Because you already told me this. If in my head, all I'm going to see is the time he hit you, or the time he disrespected you, or the time he gave you the ring that he was really going to give his other girl. Like, I can't unsee that. I can't forget that. So,
yeah,
child.
My last point to this whole like Ahna Mac thing is that I feel like I'm very Caribbean in this aspect. Like, we do not like to be embarrassed, right? Don't play in my face and don't embarrass me to the public. Like, you could do, like, I'm not saying this is what I would say is acceptable, but like, I would rather what we do be in private. I'd rather find out everything in private. But the moment someone even puts the inkling of a speculation out to the world, you are embarrassing me. So the fact that now everybody can question the engagement ring that I got, the one where I was in tears and so happy to get from you, now everybody's making me question that, to the point where now people are looking at this same photo that I showed you and saying the ring looked tight big. It literally looked like it wasn't supposed to fit her. Like, people are now like zooming into photos that they were once congratulating me on and sitting there like inspecting the ring that you gave me. I think like everybody, and I know somebody's gonna be like, oh, it's just a ring. What's the significance behind the ring? Like, it's way more than just the ring. It's significant, like, meaning behind it. Like, you want me to be your wife, but then you also wanted somebody else to be your wife, and you gonna give me the same ring you was about to give to another. Modification or not, just get me a new ring. You got money, you could sell this off. Somebody else could get that.
Again, it's all allegations, so who knows what the truth is. But overall, if you're dating, some stuff just keep between y'all, especially if you really like somebody and you know, because when you mad, you be saying all this stuff, but you know you're gonna go back to that man. So just don't tell me nothing. The next thing that I want to get into is, we all know the Reese's. We grew up on this candy, on this one right here. Y'all know the Reese's peanut butter cups. Did you like Reese's peanut butter cups?
Oh, yeah. I was just about to say, when you put it in the fridge, baby, succulent. It'll melt in your mouth the moment it touch your tongue. Oh my God.
Right. So apparently, y'all know that. Apparently the grandchild of the creator of the Reese's peanut butter cup took it upon himself to go on LinkedIn to kind of drag Hershey's, which is like the major corporation that makes Hershey's, and he expressed that Hershey's has switched up the ingredients of Reese's peanut butter cup, and it's like, you know, dwindling down like what his grandfather made, right? Like, my grandfather made this Reese's peanut butter cup with like these amazing ingredients, and now it's like Hershey's is downgrading what, you know, the legacy my grandfather created. So this is a bit of the post, of the LinkedIn post. That's the grandchild right there. What's his name? I want to give him his name. Not give him his name. But this week, a member of the Reese's family publicly accused the Hershey company of changing the classic Reese's peanut butter cup recipe by shifting to cheaper ingredients. The claim centers on the use of cheapening measures that the family says alter the taste and quality that made the candy iconic. Okay, so it says here, right? milk chocolate to multi-oil compound systems. I don't even know what that means, child, but that's what he's saying. The original Reese's peanut butter cup had milk chocolate, and Hershey has switched that to multi-oil compound system. The cocoa butter to palm, shea, sunflower, palm, kernel, and safflower oils. Authentic Reese's peanut butter to peanut butter style cremes. Simply two ingredients, architecture to stabilizers, emulsifiers, and modified oils. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, while you were reading that, the first thing that came to my mind is like, oh, so it's just gonna fit the American standard of saturations. Like, I just feel like that's like, and this is, I'm not saying this is good, but if we sit here and act like most American products don't have all these different additives and preservatives and shifts and this, just to give things a longer shelf life, that way it like helps cut costs down and everything like that. Like, while reading that, I'm not surprised. It fits the American brand, does it not?
Yeah. So Brad Reese is the name of the grandfather of the creator of the Reese's peanut butter cup. And I agree with you. I think when I'm younger, I never really looked at the ingredient list, but I feel like, was there ever a time where the ingredients were clean on the Reese's peanut butter cup? I don't think so. I think there was always preservatives. We all knew it was not really milk chocolate. Even the Hershey bars, you knew that was all bad chocolate. I know when I tried to show Rebecca or like give Rebecca a taste of real chocolate, most people don't like real, true, authentic cocoa and like the real chocolate. Most people do not like the chocolate that y'all should be eating, dark chocolate, you know, the real authentic. People don't like that. It is real bitter. It is, sometimes it could be a little dry, you know what I mean? And so the reason why I think Hershey was probably like, well, baby, we're trying to sell this. I promise you, if it was real authentic chocolate, which, you know, there are brands that sell the real authentic thing, most people won't buy it. It is way more expensive. Like the real good chocolate, child, it's an arm and a leg. I like this little Hue branch of chocolate. One little pack, honey, is like a good $6-7. American consumers are not buying that. And so although I take the grandson's allegations, like, oh yeah, you know, if my grandfather created a major chocolate company, I have to stand behind that. But it's like, child, no shade. I feel like there was always preservatives and bad ingredients on that Reese's peanut butter cup, and the girls still loved it. So money still being made.
Yeah, I think, to me, it's kind of like, oh, like, okay, express your grievances and everything like that. But it's like Hershey's probably gonna be like that. Okay, you not stopping nothing. Like, what's the song, One Monkey Don't Stop the Show? Like, that's literally like, okay, people buy Reese's every single day. I know someone who is obsessed with Reese's to the point where they have a bag in their fridge, right? So I'm pretty sure they are not going to care. The thing is, as long as the product still tastes similar or the same, no one's gonna sit there and be like, oh, they used instead of cocoa butter, they use this. Like, ain't nobody gonna say that.
And even if it's like the ingredient list is there, so it's like they're not hiding it, it's there. And if you choose not to read it, well, then that's on you, Buki. You're choosing every time you open that little Reese's peanut butter cup, you're choosing to put that into your body, and it is what it is.
And the thing is, right? So Hershey's has owned the brand for like years, correct?
I believe so.
Right. So it's like, to me, I think this is why, like, even when we've talked about things like, what was that brand, Miel? Like, we've talked about this. The moment corporations get something, yes, they're creating a product, but they are also worried about revenue. They are worried about the bottom line. They are going to make the cuts, the additions, the subtractions, the best way that's going to be cost efficient. As the economy changes, and we are seeing things going more on a downward spiral, you're going to see what you can do to basically meet like ends meet. So it's like, to me, I'm not surprised that this is happening. And it's like, as much as I feel bad for the grandson, like, your grandfather created this, that, boom, 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 boom. The moment it was given to a corporation, you kind of signed away your rights to sit there and have anything to say.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm like, I think money is still being made. And like you said, business is business, and a business is always gonna do what's best for the business. They not really worried about saving everybody's health. They said, child, go to the doctor for that. That got nothing to do with me. Okay. Never care. They say put more emulsifiers. Can we make sure this stays good for 10 years? They not worried about your health. That's up to
throw
you.
in an extra 10 grams of sugar. Just add a little.
They're like, whatever is going to make me more money. That's why we have, as the consumer, it is up to us to care. The companies, the businesses, baby, they is not worried about it. And the last topic I want to talk about in the social corner is did you ever watch Grey's Anatomy?
Baby, Dr. McSteamy.
Yeah, yes. So unfortunately, this is so sad. He passed away
after a battle with ALS. Yeah.
Yes, after a battle of ALS. I have here the I want to show a little clip of like some of the highlight moments. Let me see. First, let me read. If you are like, girl, who are you talking about? So Eric Dane is an actor known for his roles on Grey's Anatomy and Euphoria, and he passed away at the age of 53. He played Dr. Mark Sloan on Grey's Anatomy, and like I said, he also appeared in HBO show Euphoria. He died on Thursday at the age of 53. His family said in April, Dane publicly disclosed that he had been diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, known as ALS, and low-grade disease. It's a fatal disease that affects the nervous system. And if you like, I feel like ALS.
Really quickly, Shay, like you did that with the pronunciation because
I tried.
If you saw my face, I was like,
I was trying to tap into my medical terminology days. If you know, I feel like ALS became more well known to the public when we did like the whole ice bucket challenge, which was raising funds for ALS. But this was kind of like some clips from Grey's Anatomy that he was known as like the lover boy, like the doctor that everybody and their mother wanted a piece of.
I would use lover boy very loosely. It wasn't.
He was toxic.
Yes, and then when the seasons progressed, he got a little more loverish. Yes.
Yeah, but the people always love a toxic.
Oh, he was fine. Oh, baby, if I was at the hospital, yeah.
He was at the hospital, child. I'm trying to find the video, child. They do not want me to but I'm gonna show him because he.
Well, let me just say really quickly then.
Yeah.
So
won't you be dancing at your granddaughter's wedding?
Sorry.
Go ahead, girl. Play the video.
No. Go.
I was gonna say, so like when I was watching Grey's Anatomy, like it was like I'm gonna say my freshman year of college. And so y'all know when I get obsessed with something, I get obsessed. And we've talked about parasocial relationships, and I was obsessed. They also had, it was Dr. McSteamy and then Dr. McDreamy, right? And I was obsessed with Derek's character. I love Derek and Meredith together. And so I don't mind spoilers. So I would end up going on like Twitter or wherever and seeing people talk about like the seasons that were already out, because remember, I kind of started late. So I remember when people started telling me that Derek's character was going to die in like season 12 or something like that. I was crushed. Like I grieved, I mourned. I was so sad. Mind you, I was only on like season 7, right? I was nowhere close to the season where he died. So I had to stop watching the show, because I'm like, if this is how I'm acting and I haven't even gotten to the season where he does die, oh baby, I won't be able to handle it, right? So when I did watch the seasons that I did, I kind of liked the banter, and like I was starting to see the shift in like Dr. McSteamy's character, and like I was starting to see the progression of like him like trying to find love, him wanting love, and him wanting to get his friendship back with Derek. So like I really appreciated his character. And so when I saw the news that he died, I was like, wow, like I just feel like I'm kind of grieving the same way I kind of grieved Derek, like from the moment that I was just sitting there like obsessed with the character. So like to me, I was just like,
the first few seasons of Grey's Anatomy, like you just had to be there. You know what I mean? I feel like now it's like 30 seasons and it's like, girl, to me personally, don't hit the same. But when it was like the first 2-3 seasons, it was like, baby, I need to be in Seattle yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, I need to be in the hospital. Mind you, I was like in my medical vibe still. It was just like, I'm like, wow, Shonda Rhimes, this is like, what is going on? You felt every emotion, like every character. It was just so amazing. And 53 is young, you know what I mean? Like, so here you go, have someone that was like successful, had like the money. And we discussed this several times where it's like, just because you have money or you are a celebrity, you're not immune to things. So may he rest in peace. It is so sad, but we do want to thank you for giving us, you know, some good memories. And let's see this little video.
Won't you be dancing at your granddaughter's wedding?
You gotta have a partner for that.
Well, if you had a partner, who would it be?
Oh, well, that's easy. Lexi Gray. I know who she is. And if she's going through her worst right now, I want to go through it with her. She makes me happier than anything I've ever known. And if I can have a part in making her happy again, that's all I want to do. That's all I want to do for the rest of my life. But somehow we forget that all that matters is people. And whether we walk away leaving them better or worse for having met us, we control that, Avery. I want you to promise me something. If you love someone, you tell them. Even if you're scared that it's not the right thing, even if you're scared that it'll cause problems, even if you're scared that it will burn your life to the ground, you say it, and you say it loud. And then you go from there.
We had to put a moment of silence. So rest in peace.
Girl, my heart was breaking while watching that. And like I said, like if you remember his like introduction into Grey's Anatomy, and like we found out that he was messing with Derek's wife, and like, you know, he said he was in love there too or whatever like that. But like as you watch his progression going from like that, you know, the toxic man whore that everybody made him out to be, and like to see his progression of him falling in love and things like that. It's just like, and I'm only talking about like Grey's Anatomy because I've never watched Euphoria. I know, shocking jump scare, whatever. But it's like, oh my God, you get connected to these people. The parasocial relationship is in shambles.
Yeah, so may he rest in peace. Sending love to, you know, all his families and friends. 53 is like young, you know what I mean? So I hate to see, I feel like this year or like in recent years, so many people have been passing away, and it's just so like, again, don't take this for granted. Like you're here today, but you really don't. And I know it sounds super cliche where it's like, oh, live every day like it's your last, but like every single day I wake up, somebody else is dying. It doesn't matter your status, how much money you have. You could be the fittest, hit the gym every day. That does not matter. When your day arrives, it arrives. So live life. Don't worry about what people got to say, who they likes you, who not, who this. At the end of the day, be happy. Do what you want to do. Don't worry about what other people got to say. People will always have something to say.
Literally,
live your life.
This week alone, we lost Jesse Jackson. If you know the rapper, his name was Lil Papa. He killed, well, allegedly they're saying that it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound after he crashed his car. And then we also got, it's just like this week, I'm like, baby, hold the people that you love tight. Tell them you love them. And I know we say this every time, and like this is just the message that people always give whenever we find out, like, you know, we find out someone that most people globally knew dies. It's like, and I want us to try and break out of that philosophy where it's just like, we just have to start telling people we love them after we already hear that somebody else died, because we should make it something that we do every day. But it's like some things are harder to actively do when you're not used to that. So I just love the people that you love. Shayla, I love you down, girl.
Yeah, love you too, sis. So let's move over to our sports corner. Rebecca was kind of looking like DJs. What does that mean for me?
Oh my God. Anyway, so you want to start with your story first?
Yeah. So in this week, you guys know, I don't know. I can't lie. I feel like I used to be more tapped in with the NCAA women's basketball, like the college version of it. And also like Unrivaled is going on. I know I haven't mentioned that, but that's like the 3-on-3 league that Rihanna Stewart and Fee they made up. It was like a whole shebang. It's in Miami. If you know, you know. I haven't been talking about it a lot, but you know, when I can, I tap in, I watch. But this week, anytime LSU, that's the Louisiana team, plays with South Carolina, it's always messy. There's always drama. I remember that. I feel like the last time we spoke about it, it was like when like a fight broke out in the middle of the game.
Yes, with Flaujae's brother, and then they were trying to assaulted that girl when girl.
Yes. So on Valentine's Day, LSU faced South Carolina, and yes, there was in fact drama, honey. It always happens. And I think the big lead up to it is like, will LSU be able to beat South Carolina? Because until this day, they never have. So over the weekend in the NCAA women's basketball world, LSU and South Carolina faced each other. These games are always a must watch because, as I mentioned, the drama is always there. So this may be Flaujae's last year. And like in prior interviews before the game, like Flaujae said, you know, we've never beaten them. Like that was the goal, was to beat South Carolina. And sadly, they did not. They lost during the Valentine's Day game. LSU, it was a devastating loss. LSU had 72 points and South Carolina had 79. But FlaujaeJohnson's mom, honey, hopped on live and said, she set the record straight. She said, Flaujae is beating South Carolina in real life. It gave a little bit of sore loser energy, you know what I mean? But let us play the clip. This is Flaujae's mom after LSU lost to South Carolina.
We have never beat South Carolina. Cool. But what is going on today, Flaujae is beating South Carolina in real life. Okay? And no disrespect to them girls, no disrespect to Dawn. We beating them in real life. The whole goal is to go to the WNBA and get you a bag, right? Get you a bag and provide for your family, right? Flaujae has already done that. She's already done that. Flaujae don't even have to go to the league. She is set for life. Her mama set her up for life. But let's go back. We talking about basketball. Even in basketball, she is beating them on the floor. Y'all could go look at the stats. She beat every player on the floor that game. Let's keep it real. No South Carolina player is going before Flaujae in the draft. And that's no disrespect.
So anyway, she continues the whole thing. And I'm just like, certain stuff, like you just don't even have to say. Obviously, a mom is always going to think their daughter is the best to ever do it. I would hope, right? I don't got kids, but the day I do, I'm like, oh yeah, she is the best. Even if she's not the best, like, of course, I'm going to ride for my kids. But I'm just like, anytime someone has to say no disrespect, it is respectful. I mean, it is disrespectful. She said no disrespect. Baby, that is disrespectful. And you lost the game. Not her, but like LSU lost the game. And yes, Flaujae may go top 5 or may get drafted ahead of other South Carolina players. But like, what is the reason? If anything, I cannot stand when parents are digging a grave. I'm not even gonna say digging a grave because just have a second. But like, you're putting in a hole for Flaujae, because at the end of the day, Flaujae is the one that's gonna be asked about this in press conferences. Oh, your mom said this. Or what if she does not get drafted top 5 to the WNBA? Like, why, as a parent, your job is to make your lives, you should be to make your kids' life easier, and you are burdening me. Now I got to answer for all of these statements that you're hopping on live making. I lost, and that's just that.
Yeah. I think we need to normalize telling our parents to shut up, right? Especially when you are doing more of a disservice to me than helping me. Be my advocate. Don't advocate for me, right? And it's just like, like when I saw this, I was kind of confused because like Shayla mentioned, you know, I feel like we haven't talked a lot about college basketball, and it was on my radar to watch that game, but I forgot about it. Also, Valentine's Day, we were busy, right? So I like when I saw that they lost, I'm like, oh, and like if Shayla, when Shayla put me onto this, like the teams and everything, I hated South Carolina down because I'm like, that's when Angel Reese was playing. I was like, how dare y'all sit there and play with my people? You know, I was riding for them. And so, like, I know there's been, like, you know, LSU, they have big personalities, and there's been drama with other teams that required, like, responses after the fact. I didn't see anything from South Carolina's end that required the mom to even sit there and get on live and say anything. Honestly, if you ask me, but maybe I missed it. Shayla,
no, it was just sore loser. Like there was so much hype vibe into it. Like, oh, will LSU ever beat South Carolina? Like that type of vibe. It's Flaujae's last year. And you know, Flaujae does have a big platform. She's like a rapper, whatever. And I like the mom is the momager. And it's just like, I just think she was real upset that they didn't.
Felt like she wanted to say something, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, it's just like, what was the reason? We're like, what did you hope to get out of this? Like, what did you think you would gain? Because now I think a lot of times what we have to take into acknowledgement, sometimes the way that, like, I get it, a person is their own person, but the people attached to you also get attached to your name, right? And we see that, and I'm using NBA players for reference. We saw that with wasn't LeVar Ball, like when it came to the Ball brothers, like when he would be running his mouth, we saw how like they would attach like his antics to his kids automatically. Instead of focusing strictly on the father being the one running his mouth, they attach that to the kids. We've seen when it comes to John Morant, how they attach his father's actions, the way his father talks, the antics that his father gets to the kids. So now with Flaujae, it's like, when I think of Flaujae, I'm like, yeah, her mama run her mouth, like her mama does this, instead of focusing on the talents of Flaujae. Like, she's an incredible rapper. She does her own mixes and everything like that people like, and she doesn't even curse, say anything crazy. Like, you know, she just flows, raps, and does whatever. So it's like, instead of focusing on her talents, I'm focused on how her mama got a big mouth and gonna run her mouth about anything when she sees narratives that she doesn't like.
Yeah, it's like giving her bad press that she does not deserve. You know what I mean? Like now you Google Flaujae and it's like, oh, LSU star's mom said XYZ. And I get it. You know what I mean? One thing, I could tell my mom something, but that doesn't mean that she's going to do it. Like, let us also be honest. Maybe Flaujae has spoken to her mom like, hey, mom, like, I know you love me, but just don't talk about me when it comes to like my games and whatever. And so I just hope this is a lesson for the mom, especially if you are her manager. You are a representation of her, right? Like when you walk into rooms, into meetings, which I know she does because Flaujae is always getting to the bag aside from, you know, her basketball career. Is like, you don't need that unnecessary thing. And you don't want to burden your daughter. Like your daughter looks to you for hope, not to make my life worse. So anyways, what's the last topic we want to get into?
Absolutely. The last thing we're going to talk about, and we've kind of talked about it on this show before, is ChrisPaul. He has officially announced his retirement. So he, like I mentioned, he announced his retirement from the NBA after 21 seasons, closing the book on one of the most accomplished point guard careers in league history. The 12-time All-Star finishes ranked number 2 all-time in both assists and steals, and leaves the game as the only player with at least 20,000 points and 10,000 assists. In an emotional Instagram post, Paul says that he steps away filled with gratitude while acknowledging the difficulty of the transition. Adam Silver praised Paul's elite competitiveness, leadership, and major contributions as a former president of the National Basketball Players Association, including guiding players through the collective bargaining and the pandemic and social issues. Paul was recently traded to the Toronto Raptors, a move that did not require him to report, and the team is expected to waive him after briefly returning to the Los Angeles Clippers last summer. The two parted ways again in December, and at age 40, Paul strongly hinted earlier this season that retirement was near, citing a desire to spend more time with his family. Shayla, did you show a photo of him or no? Okay, so this is a photo of ChrisPaul. If you don't know who he is, this is who they call or refer to as the point God. And, you know, we talked about it on this podcast before, and we basically like clocked the Clippers. We're like, this man already is saying that he wants to end his career, like he wants to retire and everything like that. And the way y'all discarded him was like crazy to us, because we're like, bro, what? Why bring him back just to do this?
Yeah, and he also talked about it. I don't know what he was on stage for, but I believe he was like with Melo, and like they asked him, like, did you know about it? And he was like, no, they were actually hyping me up and how my leadership skills is so good. And then next thing I know, you letting me go. So it's just we see this all the time when it comes to these athletes, that sometimes, you know, we do drag the athlete, like, you got to be professional, you got to do this. But then it's like, we see how these corporations act. It don't matter what you're doing. They will drop you in the blink of an eye. And it's just so never care. Even like, it's a great corporate America. People go so hard, and I'll include myself in the people, and you, Rebecca, we want to work so hard and do everything. At the end of the day, when they feel like you are no longer serving them, they will drop you. Never cared. And it's so sad. And I hope Adam Silver, like, okay, Adam Silver gotta go, but no shade. That's a whole story for another day. But Adam Silver is like, okay, cute statement, but also like, is he planning on doing something? Because I think like this just being it is just so like, it's so sad. I feel like they should do something.
And like I mentioned, like he had posted an Instagram post, and like basically this was the Instagram post where he like declared like, you know, how gratitude, like how much gratitude he has. And like the one part that got me is like towards the end of his statement, he had basically said like, I played because I wanted to play. Like this gave me a reason to want to wake up in the morning. And like I started getting emotional, which showed me I already know I'm getting my period. But also it really like showed me that we are really transitioning. Like I remember seeing, like when I really started getting into basketball, watching the games and everything like that, seeing like ChrisPaul play in his prime, and like seeing the different teams that he was on, and seeing how the league looked at that time. And now that we're seeing the transition, it's like, I know we're talking about something as simple as sports, but when you grow up watching it and seeing all these different players, they become a part of you. You know, you watch the league, you watch these games, you're like, oh my God, like this player's doing this, he's been traded to this team. Like you get like real tied into the community. So for me, seeing this transition is just like already foreshadowing what I'm going to see when LeBron decides to retire, when Stephen Curry decides to retire, and seeing who we're going to leave the leagues, like who we're going to leave with the league. Like we have the Anthony Edwards, we have the SGAs, you know, and like seeing that transition, I just feel like it's like crazy for me. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting
it's just proof that we really are becoming the adults. And you spoke about LeBron James, so this just brought me memory. LeBron James also was under fire because he was in a press conference and said he's only heard good things about Israel. And I'm like, sir, have you turned on the TV or scrolled through social media? I don't know what you're talking about. But girl, we can't even get into that in today's topic because we need to wrap up. But I'm like, LeBron is known for doing some unnecessary lies. And this was just one of those, because it's like, sir, just don't say nothing. I've never heard no bad things about Israel. It's crazy.
But then it also goes to that statement of like where we try and clock people, like, you know, saying shut up and like dribble. It's like, no, it's like share your opinions and stuff like that, but also be aware of your audience. Like to say that you heard nothing bad about Israel, regardless of how you feel
read
about,
the room.
Like, it's not even just read the room. It's like two things can be true at the same time. Like there's gonna be people who are in support of Israel, but you can't sit there and act like Israel has done nothing bad. Like that's right. It's not factual. So it's like, regardless how you feel about, like, you know, Palestine, Israel, this, that, and the third, y'all can't sit here and say that you haven't heard anything bad from either side or nothing good from either side. Like you can't, it's not factual.
Yeah, it was very crazy. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Feel free to comment any emoji as long as you comment an emoji. I appreciate you.
Also, Mariah the Scientist, I will come in and see you, girl. I'm sorry, I just had to say that.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next Friday. Bye.